Every empire, every corporation, every institution in history has collapsed for the same reason. And here's the uncomfortable truth most people never want to admit. Power almost never rises to the best people. Power selects the worst. Today, using psychology, game theory, and history, we're exposing why corruption is inevitable, and why the people who end up with power are often the last people who should have it. And near the end of this video, I'll reveal the corruption cycle, a simple model that predicts exactly when an institution is about to rot from the inside. And what you're about to learn doesn't just apply to governments or corporations. It applies to your workplace, your friendships, your family, and sometimes even to you. Why good people don't seek power. Let's start with the first uncomfortable idea. Good people rarely want power. Psychology shows that people high in empathy avoid positions that require conflict, manipulation, or moral compromise. They're afraid of becoming the very thing they hate. But people with darker traits, narcissism, Machiavellianism, dominance, they have none of that hesitation. They run toward power the way a moth runs toward a flame. And here's the twist. The system actually rewards them for it. Game theory. In game theory, there's a brutal truth. The person willing to break more rules usually wins if one candidate plays fair, and the other lies, cheats, manipulates, or intimidates. Fairness loses. Every single time. This is called the selection trap. Institutions unintentionally select leaders with the fewest moral restraints, but it gets worse. Once these people gain power, they change the rules to eliminate competition, to reward loyalty over competence, to punish honesty. This is the moment corruption becomes baked into the system. The fall of Rome. To understand how this pattern destroys institutions, let me tell you a quick story. In the early Roman Republic, leaders were selected by merit, achievement, and public trust. But as Rome grew wealthy, something deadly happened. Positions of power became more valuable, and therefore more corruptible. Ambitious men realized they didn't need to serve the people. They just needed to manipulate the system. Bribery became normal. Violence became political strategy. Honest senators were removed, and the ruthless replaced them. Rome didn't fall because of outside enemies. Rome fell because its institutions rotted from within. And this isn't just ancient history, it's happening everywhere today. Modern rot. How institutions die today. Look around. Governments, corporations, religious organizations, universities, even online communities. They all follow the same decay curve. In the beginning, vision, sacrifice, competence, merit. In the middle, comfort, loyalty games, internal politics, career climbing, and in the final stage, corruption, incompetence, decay, collapse. And here's the terrifying part. Most people inside the institution don't notice the decay until it's too late. Power changes the brain. In neuroscience, power does something strange. It literally rewires the brain. Studies from UC Berkeley show that powerful individuals lose empathy, become more risk-tolerant, read faces less accurately, interrupt more, take resources more selfishly. And people with power for too long begin to show neurological patterns similar to people with brain injuries. But the most dangerous change of all is the illusion of invincibility. Once someone believes consequences cannot touch them, corruption becomes inevitable. Game theory of institutional decay. In game theory, institutions collapse because incentives collapse. What gets rewarded gets repeated. And in decaying systems, what gets rewarded is not competence. but obedience. You rise by pleasing the people above you, not by serving the people outside. This creates a cascade of mediocrity. Smart people leave. Honest people get pushed out. Loyal but incompetent people rise. By this stage, corruption isn't an exception, it's the operating system. The corruption cycle. Here it is, the model that explains everything. The corruption cycle. Number 1. Ambition enters the system. 2. Rule breakers rise faster. 3. Power concentrates in the ruthless. 4. Institutions rot as incentives shift. 5. Collapse or revolution resets the system. And then a new institution forms, and the cycle begins again. This has happened to every empire, every dynasty, every corporation, every nation, and it will continue unless incentives change. Personal connection. This isn't just about politics or history. This pattern appears in your life too. That workplace where the worst manager gets promoted, that family where the loudest voice controls everyone, that friend group dominated by ego, that online movement corrupted by clout. Corruption isn't far away. It's everywhere humans compete for status. So let me leave you with the hardest question of all. If power came to you, would you rise above the corruption cycle? Or would the system slowly change you like it changed everyone else? Comment your answer below. Like and subscribe for more deep content.